Thank you for joining us today on Make TV on another edition of Your Opinion. Thank you for joining us. Today we will be discussing the massive fall of Naira and its effects on the poor masses. Naira has continued to fall persistently, and inflation has been on the rise. All right, more to come when we come back. Thank you. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us once again. If you have not subscribed to our channel, kindly click on the subscribe button and turn on also your notification button. Don't forget also to let's have your comments. That will encourage us. Thank you so much. We are talking about the massive fall of Naira and its effect on the masses. My name is Lovely Kerry, your anchor today on Your Opinion. And I have with me here and welcome on the show. Let's go straight. We're talking about the massive fall of Naira. Naira has continued to fall persistently. Yes, we start from 14, classically 560. If we watch it like that, it keeps going 600, 610, 650, and from 710 again to 810 Naira. Where are we going? What is the effect on the poor masses? Don't let us even talk about government and all that. Let's concentrate on the poor masses. What's the effect on the poor masses?
This is serious. It increases poverty the more. 500 to 600 naira, you can still buy something that you can eat. Like if as a family, you can still manage let me say at most 1,000 naira to prepare any menial food for the family to eat. But now, for you to be able to prepare something that the family, or let me say family of 2 or 3, can eat now, you have to at least 3,000.
I was about continuing when you say family. Yes, thank you for saying the numbers, for mentioning it.
Yeah,
the
size of the family.
The size of the family.
Yeah, I mean a small family, like a nuclear family of 2, 3 people, at most 4. For them to feed now is a serious problem, especially the poor families. They find it difficult to the food item that you can purchase with 100 naira before. Now you can't even, not even double, tripled. With 300 naira,
even quadrupled.
you'll be begging for that same commodity to be sold to you. Imagine which day did I went to price carrots in the market the other day. If you see the carrot that they tie together, the ones that are not even good at all, those tiny roots.
Please, you studied agriculture.
Yeah.
Please, is carrot also imported? Is carrot also imported? I want to know. Is dollar also affecting carrot also?
That's what I don't really understand in this nation. Even the ones we produce ourselves, you see, people tend to take advantage of this naira fall, and they tend to take advantage of it, and they make everything so difficult for people. I mean, if you look at it, you cannot even buy it. It's not even looking like a carrot.
If you want to buy Euro, I mean local Spain.
Locals
You they say dollar has increased.
everything.
But
I was like, what is this?
do you know that it affects everything because the cost of transportation
Transportation,
will
yeah.
rise because of the increase
Mm.
in dollars. So the cost of them transporting it from the village, the cost of transportation will increase. And of course, the money they are making from the carrots, they're also going to spend it in the same
In the
market.
same
We're
market.
going to the same market.
And then the salaries of people that have monthly fixed salaries is not increasing. So how is how are people going to survive?
The cost of living now is high.
Seriously.
It's not a joking matter. It's something worst. Few years back, people can at least take 3 meals per day. But now, even for one, it's struggle. The poor man food, which is the bread and mineral, you can't even buy it. It's the poverty rate is massive just because of fall. We have people out there who we call our leaders. Let's just leave the leaders down to the masses now. The struggle to feed even once. Transportation increasing daily. Cost of fuel, cost of diesel increasing.
Do you
Poverty on
think
the
dollar
land.
has effect on
It has.
the
Exchange
rise of
Yes,
the
exchange rates.
petrol?
Yeah.
Because we don't refine in Nigeria.
Yeah.
We find outside, we pay to transport.
And we still
We pay for
transport it
refining
down.
there, and we'll pay back.
To
And
transport it
everything
down.
is done in dollar
Mm.
because it's an international business.
Yeah.
So everything is the rise of unemployment. People now, the employees can't pay their staff, they have to let some go. And even the salary they are paying now, it's not even enough. So being paid 30,000 naira
It's still the
is
same 30,000 naira.
it's useless.
You carry to market.
10 years ago, if you're being paid 30,000 naira, you're okay. You can survive. It can last you for a month. But being paid 30,000 naira now,
Even a week. It's not
a
enough.
week, unemployment increasing as well. It's very appalling.
Some companies are going to close down, definitely because of the rise in the dollar. The cost of importation will also increase, so making them to relieve many of their staffs and individuals who also are doing businesses may also close down, leading to a rise in unemployment. Definitely, it has been rising and will keep rising because the cost of maintaining business will go high and it's going high. Cost of purchasing raw materials. By the time you go and buy, by the time you go to the market to buy, last year it was not even as high as this. It was not even as high as this. I discovered that each time I go to the market to purchase, I buy it at a particular amount and sell it with my own profit margin.
Yeah.
By the time I go back to restock, I'll discover that the same amount I had sold is the same amount I'm buying again or more. And it puts a lot of strain on me. And anytime I get to market, do you mean it? It's strange that just last week I went to buy, restock some books, and going back, they are skyrocketed by another 40%. So now comparing that time to this time, Naira was around 410, 460 then. I mean, around this time last year, and we were still complaining. Now it's double. So you can imagine what the market will be. That's why today you go to buy this detergent, it's 15 naira. Go next week, it's 17 naira. Go to the before you know it, 200 naira. Look at this detergent, this 200 gram detergent, or these packages of 200
Yeah.
detergent. Good Mama, what is it, So Easy, and all of them. They are not 200 naira. This is what we were buying.
15 naira, 100 naira.
80 naira.
At worst.
100 naira at least last year till early this year, we're still buying them 100 naira. Before you know it, 150. Now, 200
Now
naira.
we still increase.
Some businesses like that are going to close down, especially small businesses. Yes, because they won't be able to combat the inflation. Businesses that they are just those petty traders are just coming up. You will send them out of markets. So what will happen? They will start sitting at home. They won't be able to sell it again.
The cost of goods and services has risen so high to the extent that it's very difficult for the low classes, the
Or let's say fixed
to even-
income earners.
yeah,
Your
to-
salary is not increasing.
to purchase, and is a serious problem, seriously. And this has made so many families not to be able to provide the basic needs of the families again, like food. People now eat once a day. The ones that eat twice a day will say
Those
that
who
they-
cannot even afford one
even
once
the
a
ones
day are there.
is very difficult. Okay, and even bread sometimes you see bread. I there was a time they stopped selling bread, 100 naira bread. It was
No, they stopped 50 naira.
what's 100 naira?
I think the list now is 150.
The least
And
bread
it's-
you
and
can
it's-
find now is
it's
150.
Very fluffy.
Light.
Very
Very
light.
light.
Very nice.
And if you're looking at it, you know that this one is not
It's
rich.
nothing.
It's nothing. So it's a serious problem.
Even the airlines, they've increased their price.
The prices of services,
They've-
the transportation, everything, even the medical sector.
Yes.
If you want to go for a little
Check-up.
or something, you pay 3 times what it used to be
Mm.
to run a diagnosis now. That's why most people don't go to hospitals these days.
Because of the
they,
price
they,
and
they,
everything.
they fall back to personal what's it called,
Native,
self medication and
self-medication,
and native ways of it. Because of the amount of money they will tell them at the hospitals when they go. So this is a serious problem. It's a serious one. Prices of goods, services rising on daily basis. When you go to market today, the item you bought for 500 naira today, go back the next day. So you don't even give it so much time. The next day or two, you go back, they will tell you it's now 800.
I had to just prepare my mind for this change. Each time I'm going to market, I had to put extra price margin. Not
In
even
case.
to purchase for sale now. When I want to buy things to stock at home, I have to put extra. Okay, last week when I went to market, okay, this thing was 1,000 naira. Okay, let me add additional 200 naira
Case.
because you may not know what will happen. All right. We are still on the effects of the massive fall of Naira on the masses. All right, Moses?
Cost of transportation is rapid now. The airlines, they've increased their price. From Lagos to Abuja now is about 80-something thousand naira now, just to fly from Lagos to Abuja. Not talking of
Which
flying.
was usually 25,000,
There was-
45,
30.
There was-
30,
There was a picture I
50.
saw on that picture. It was way back in the 90s. Then you could fly from Lagos to London for 16,500. I looked at that picture. I was like, wow. The cost
That
of
one can't happen
transportation
now.
is massive. Now to travel from Lagos to London, should be having up to a millionaire or more, up to a millionaire or more, just to travel out, down to
Through
the commercial ones.
commercial.
Boarding a bus from year to year, you hear the big price. They say it's four, it hasn't risen. Dollar, naira, everything. All this affect our transportation. If the transportation is high, the cost of food is going to be high as well. Because farmers are going to transport their food from the farm down to the market or from interstate. They will pay.
Yeah.
And if the transportation is high,
They
the
increase-
cost of the
yeah.
food will be high. So if dollar naira falling like this, that's increased the cost of transportation. And many businesses is suffering, farmers are suffering, even we ourselves using the commercial ones were suffering because the transportation they bought in the bus from here to close distance, which was 15 naira. Even now, there's no bus of 15 naira.
Even tricycle don't
Even
take
try
15.
they don't
Even
take 15 naira.
bike, okada don't take
They
15
don't
naira.
take 15 naira again.
No matter how short the
No.
distance is,
Thank you.
no 15 naira.
And there's this slogan, this demand and supply, this and that they higher the price, the lower the quantity demanded. So and then when people are demanding less of what the business sectors are selling previously, it will tell on their business, and then it will reduce their supply, and then is generally the economic situation of the nation is
Crumbling
really going down on daily basis. People no longer demand those goods at those high rates. There are so many people that if you want by the time you remember the amount of money you will spend in purchasing a particular good, you will prefer if there is another alternative, a substitute that you can quickly go for, even if you don't like it before, you find yourself falling back to it, to inferior goods, just to keep living, just to keep surviving. I think we are just in this at the survival stage now. People are now we are
Finding ways to
struggling to survive,
And still smiling.
especially the ones that are poor already. They get poorer and then struggling all through, and then this is serious.
It will weaken the purchasing power of people with fixed income, people who have
Yeah.
fixed income.
Yeah.
Now you've been earning 50,000 naira,
Mm.
and the cost of transportation has
Yes, increased.
If inside this 50,000 naira, your transportation was 12,000 naira last year, and your salary has not increased, your transportation most likely is 20,000 naira now.
Okay.
Then the rice you were buying at the rate of 20. You were buying at the rate of maybe 20,000 or something, somewhere around 28, 30,000 now. So meaning that if your budget for food on that 50,000 naira was 20,000 naira, it has become
Reduced.
30,000 naira. Then look at it, food 30,000 naira, transportation 20,000.
naira.
Sefini. What is left? What is left? So
to fall back on.
So I only pity people who have many children. Many children, they will go hungry many times.
Yeah.
They will go hungry many
Yeah.
times because you still have other things to do apart from transportation.
House rent is there.
Rent is there. If you don't have your own house, rent is there. Then medical expenses are there. What of when your family calls? Clothing is there. You have to clothe them. So all this limit their purchasing power.
Yeah.
There are some things you will have to do away with that you won't be able to buy at all. You discover that even to buy toothpaste may become an issue because toothpaste we were buying for 450 suddenly went up to 600 or
It was initially
600,
it was initially
700.
250.
250.
I even,
Even
I
one,
mean the
even
big one.
150.
I
Okay,
mean
the
Yes,
the
the
big
big
the
one.
140 gram.
Yeah.
The
Yes,
140
it
gram.
was initially 250.
250.
And I'm even saying it's 600. You wouldn't know the next time you go. Maybe it will be 600, 700,
700.
700
Toothpaste.
naira.
Mm.
So it limits what you can buy. You only go to the market. Sometimes you go to the market,
You are free.
and by the time you buy,
You'll be
when
asking
you look check your bag, you start
and weigh the
calculating.
amount of money you took to the market.
You
like,
watch what you start calculating if you have lost
did
money.
I
Because
lose money?
eventually you look at the quantity of what you bought,
Ah,
and it looks like you've
It doesn't
lost.
worth it at all.
You've lost money.
This is serious.
And it continues falling. It did not stop, and we didn't know. We don't even know when it's going to stop. Last year, early in the year, I think a seer prophesied that rice was going to become 45,000 naira. Of course, even I myself, I was against it. Why would you prophesy?
Such prophecy.
Why will you prophesy such? At least you should be seeing good.
Yes.
Speak positive. But it looks as if his prediction is
true.
coming
It's
through
coming to
now.
reality.
Yes, it's coming through now. So, like we always say, God will help us.
God will help us.
God will help us.
Statistics has said that it's going to fall down to 1,000 naira.
But I also heard that Naira was going to rise. I also heard that Naira was going to rise. I don't know. Maybe in the nearest future.
We hope so.
In the nearest
We
future,
hope so.
the masses are suffering. So if
Honestly.
you get some houses there, people are really hungry.
Life is
If
becoming more
you
difficult.
don't go
for
out
people.
there, if you are able to take 3 square meals, just be thankful. There are a lot of people there who cannot even afford
Wow.
One.
who cannot even
Complete
afford.
one.
Some the only thing they can afford is gari. That is
And even the
gari. That's cassava flakes. Cassava flakes that is you can get 50 naira worth. Like that's what some people take. Some people even struggle to get it for their children. Because somebody doing a senior staff in an organization earning 30,000 naira. Earning 30,000 naira, you have children, you have to feed. So by the time you move your transportation, the money is not even enough to get you food. So the children have to go hungry most of the time, and some will even result into begging.
Stealing.
Into
Those
begging,
Yeah,
crimes.
Crimes.
So that's why crime is also on the increase.
Yeah.
People falsifying figures, defrauding their company. Because when the money I'm receiving is not increasing, and I look for a way of
making it up.
yes, a way of making it up. That's why people are stealing. I said earlier that we are going to be talking about the reason for the increase in Naira. Why? Sorry, the increase for the fall. Yes, the fall of Naira against the US dollars. Yes.
Due to some of the insurgents in the nation, and then even from onset, we have not been producing enough, that is, I mean, enough food
To export.
to export. It's not even enough for the people of the country. Talk more of exportation. So is a serious problem. And then I think these insurgencies it has really contributed drastically to it, because farmers are now threatened in their farms. They no longer risk going to farms, because
can't
most
even
of
risk it.
them are being killed. Most of them, their farms are being destroyed, and
Was it early last year? About 30 farmers were decapitated in their farms, and many other farmers like that were killed in their
even
farms.
especially
Hundreds of
in
them.
Benue, the food basket of the nation. The whole Nigeria, I think they produce more of the foods that we eat. And then we now depend on importation,
Imports.
imported food, even to the extent of food that we are eating. We import almost everything, and it has really contributed to this fall in naira. We have nothing to exchange.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to invest in a nation that is insecure.
Yeah.
Worldwide, they know that Nigeria
Nigeria
is
is insecure
insecure,
presently
especially
now.
with the if it's not bandit today, it's terrorist tomorrow, is this and that. So everybody, people outside there are viewing Nigeria as unsafe, and indeed,
Yeah,
it's unsafe.
it's unsafe.
No investor wants to put their money in a war zone. Of course, nobody wants to. So that is why our GDP is not rising, because nothing to
We lack investors.
we have nothing to exchange. On the part of our leaders, instead of using more of our naira, we are using dollars. So this is affecting our naira. Our naira. Had
Very
it been that government now has a policy to say that nobody spends dollar,
Yeah.
nobody spends dollar, we only spend naira,
Naira.
it will not be as
Bad
as bad as bad as it is now. We want to know your take on our subject of discussion today on the massive fall of the naira. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you. See you next time.